much. We're Agnostic Front from New York City. And we're real happy to be home.
P-Dog in the house.
Come on, motherfucking CBGB!
Pussies, go up, you fuck! This is New York hardcore!
check. Remember from New York City! This is true to the fucking game. Alright, New York. Don't get tired of me now. I want to see everybody in this motherfucking house break this fucking place apart. and the kids cool candy. Tomorrow's I'm feeling drunk too, because we're faster than the world. Faster than the world. Faster than the world. Faster than the world. We can't slow. New York City, east to the west coast, Japan to Europe, where my heart goes. Cabernet in the west, and then going to Salt Lake, Pittsburgh, New Jersey, and Virginia too. The world try to catch up when everything seems straight. The world can move fast enough that will never comprehend, because we're faster than the world, faster than the world, faster than the world. We can't slow down. Faster than the world, faster than the world, faster than the world. We can't slow down. Thank you. Sixes go, every house overnight, Avenue A. No future, no goals, and nothing behind. Hanging on the corner for the world to see. Some friends drunk and some friends high. Now coaching as people walk by, it was tense. No resign, live by association. Judged by who I know. Can't keep all the friends I trouble. Got no place to go. Live by association. Judged by who I know. Keep all the friends I trouble. Sometimes I'm looking out, cash trying to tell my face trouble. Try to be a possible moment, but I got tied up in the rubble. Had ideas, screaming on walls. 6 years later, my destiny calls. Living our lives, some is in bed. Join the world, but we know we stand. We play shows together and just hanging out. Talking about the how we got out. The legend has arrived. Still say fellas, still all time. Till we die and ready to what? As I look back now on that summer vacation, I realize how long to be my association. Judged by who I know. Can't keep all my friends out of trouble and you got nowhere to go. It's my association. Judged by who I know. Can't keep all my friends out of trouble and you got nowhere to go. As I look back now on that, I realize how long it's been in my association. Yeah, let me hear you, New York. It's for my brother Toby. One love.
You're a professional. You get the music just right because this music is so delicate and so we want to be in tune. We don't want to come off like a bunch of drunken fat punk rockers. That won't work. Yeah, that's right. We want to just make everything just right. So, Tom, Pig Champions. Music to our ears. Don't look back, what I want.
Fucking Cleveland! Fucking piss it! In the car! In the car! I ain't got no TV set, no stereo! I'm in the car! Don't try to call me up on the telephone! I won't be home! I'm in the car! Go! blackmail. Arsenal blackmail. Arsenal blackmail. Arsenal blackmail. Just survival. Too many rivals. Yes, I got sweat. One from a jumping in. Now I can't go on. So raise a castle bone. Blood, flesh and blood. Widows, it's in murder. Arsenal blackmail. Arsenal blackmail. Arsenal blackmail. Arsenal blackmail.
Who's looking at my fucking set list? I don't want to be a fucking victim! Come on! be a victim of the national illusion. Don't wanna be a victim of a life to the one. Wanna be a very good down the road. Last day. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Let it go. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Let it go.
Vibrators, this is our 25th anniversary tour.
All right.
It's very sad about Joey Ramone. I'm sorry about that. It's nothing to do with me, but that's one of those things.
This is for Joey.
Yes, for Joey.
Loud and fast. What?
Come on, come and be my girl.
eyes are so pretty, and the clothes you wear, they're so plain. Oh yeah, come down to my place. Just wanna use up a little of your time. I'm going, baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. Baby, baby, baby. You know I love you, darling, come on. Won't you be my girl? Yeah, come on. Get a shake off you now. Won't you be my girl? Baby, baby, baby. Won't you be my girl? Baby, baby, baby. Won't you be my girl? Yeah, come on. Be my girl. Baby, baby, baby. Love you, darling, come on. Won't you be my girl? Baby, baby, baby. No one cares about you. Won't you be my girl? Baby, baby, baby. You're so pretty, come on. Won't you be my girl? I'll even get straight up to you now. My hair got 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, you be my girl. Hi, Taylor, thank you.
Pigs at my door. Did you see I'm not alone? Knock, knock, knock some more. That's when you are not at home. Watch a party, watch a party, go party, watch a party, watch a party, go party, everybody, you're about ready to go party, be the choppers and the bags to the party. I'm blue, you're green. You're not the mother and the part to be mad. I'm ready to go. When I'm brass on the bottom, go down down the party and shade. Watch the party, go party, watch the party, go party. Everybody, you're about ready to go party. Bring the choppers and the bags to the party. LA, baby, and my baby, watch it for me. I can't really sing, I can't really sing. Watch it for me, watch it for me. I can't really sing. I've no sympathy when you get shot down. I've no sympathy when you bite the ground. Two for me, one, two for me, one, two for me. Watch it for me. Watch the party, watch the party, go party. Watch the party, watch the party, go party. Everybody, you're about ready to go party. Bring the choppers and the bags to the party. Watch the party, watch the party, go party. Watch the party, watch the party, go party. Everybody, you're about ready to go party. Bring the choppers and the bags to the party. You have the right to remain silent.
All right. We do a couple old ones, and then one more, and we're over. This one, you know, alcohol. You can sing it too.
Years of drinking. Why would I stop now? My liver is shake to the peanut side. Alcohol, 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 demon, alcohol, 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 demon, alcohol, 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 demon, alcohol, 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 demon. I wanna be like Scotty, all like Gary Ray. Every morning when I wake up, I need to get my shake. That's fine. On the rocks, on straight up, jail door worm. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I spend my cash on cheap swim. I say I won't, but you know I will. I'm so drunk, I piss my pants. I may walk, but I'm punk as fuck.
All right.
When the bombs go off, what do you say? You're scared to go out, you're scared to stay. Watch your children when they go out to play. Love no fight, love no rage. Make no sniffs, live in fear. Live in the forest, away from the public. Don't give it a chance to organize.
You guys are great. How do you remember those lyrics? Nice.
You motherfuckers rock. Well, it only took 20 years.
This next song was the first song that, when I met Doug, that he showed me, and it was called Kill for Cash.
Thank you very much.
I really didn't remember that one at all. I just kind of made that up.
You were faking?
Yeah, I was. I had to call that one Reflections on Suburbia. It's a little thing I wrote myself.
We used to think this next song was funny. Now it just pisses us off.
Why is that?
Because it's called Old People Talk Loud.
What?
Oh, wait. Right? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that one was in D.
Hello, my name is Hilly Crystal, and I started CBGB's way back in December of '73. Seems that I've had this place forever. Good part of my life, anyway. And it's on the Bowery, as you know. And the Bowery used to be a place for lost souls, people who had nowhere to go. They're on alcohol, on whatever. They were lost in life. And they had flop houses and everything else. Bars were called like the Last Mile or the Confidence Bar, Blue Moon Cafe. They probably had about 30, 40 bars, and these were for maybe more for derelicts. They also had flop houses. Flop houses were, well, when I started this place, we were under the largest flop house on the Bowery. But they were like $1 a night for a bed. Before that, years ago, they were 2 bits, 1/4. And I'm going to take you to the front of the club, and it's kind of like it was in December '73, but not quite, because it has more handbills, more graffiti, more everything. We're not going outside, because right outside they have a scaffolding. So for the next 6 to 8 months, nobody will see. You can see the canopy, but we can't really see the front of the place. So we'll have to do with just doing the inside. We'll go right to the front door now. Now the front door, I guess, I don't know, 1 million people, 2 million people have come in through the years, but I know we've had about 40 or 50,000 sets played here. We have 75 to 80 bands a week. Some of them repeat, some have repeated very often. Of course, people were familiar with the early 70s. The Ramones started here and played over and over and over. Blondie, Talking Heads, Patti Smith, Television, The Shirts, Mink DeVille, many, many bands that started in this pretty bad era, 74, 75. It was a recession, bad recession. Bad in the sense that nobody had any money, but you didn't really need much at that point. So that's when we started this punk club, except we didn't use the word punk, because nobody used the word punk for this. It wasn't discovered yet. And I didn't discover it. It kind of discovered me. And just showing you the inside, we're going to go down towards the bar. This is an old bar that actually, where you see it now, this is where Sid Vicious and Cheetah Chrome got into an argument, and Sid Vicious first threw a mug at the mirror, and I think Cheetah said, "What are you doing that for?" And he said something nasty and threw one at him. And I came up and I threw him out. I threw Sid Vicious out. That was the first time I threw him out. I threw him out again. Vicious was a good name for him. He felt he was somebody important, but he was not very nice to people, including other musicians. So this bar, the whole bar is about 75 feet long. And some parts of it date back to before 1900, and some were put in about 1920-something, and some, the middle part, I think, is from the 1940s, from what I understand. And the back bar was always there. Actually, if we can go down to this front end, can we go behind the bar? Can you take that behind the bar in this front end here? with a picture behind the bar on the wall. You can't get to that. You can't get to it, you know. Actually, we had an artist draw some of the pictures of the derelicts that were on the wall. She drew them on the wall, or painted them rather, and this is what it was when I first came in. They had these guys would line up at 8 in the morning, about 20, 30 of them, and stagger in for their first white port muscatel. And that was the scene here as I was fixing it up. I guess the place doesn't look fixed up, but we put this roof, you can see the roof on this thing because it looked pretty, now it looks kind of funky, before it looked ugly. And the beer signs lit the, and still do, they light the whole walkway all the way down till about 75 feet from the stage. And that's what, let's see, all right. Now, can we get a view of the CBGB stage? And it's famous basically because of the people who played here. It used to be about 2 layers, and I think one year we had the Booyah tribe, yeah, they each weigh 400 pounds or so. So we put 2 more layers on it so it wouldn't cave in. But so it grew 2.5 inches, or 1.5 inches. But this is it. This is the stage. On the wall we had initially, I think you can see in a lot of old pictures, things that I put up from place I had before. They were old posters. And here we really have, I think, the most important part of the physical club, which are the sound system, the speakers. Speakers we made specially for this, and it took me about 15 years to pay off the speakers and the sound system and the recording equipment with interest. But we literally had the best sound system in the city for rock and roll. It was by far the best. And that's not only what I say, it's what all the record companies say. That's why they like to put in bands through the years. But that wasn't always the case. When I opened, on this side, right where you see the exit sign, this is where we had the stage. It was up here, and if you see a picture of the stage on the double album that we put out in '77, we recorded it. Well, at least we took the pictures on that stage. So that was 76, actually, 76, 75, 74. And later on, I'll take you to the gallery, because the gallery's next door, and I got that about 15, 16, 17 years ago. And the gallery still has, I put a stage in right where I had the stage back in 74, 5, and 6. But this big stage, which is pretty big for a 350, 400-foot club, this has been a joy for a lot of musicians. They've, and now since so many people, from Tom Petty, let's see, AC/DC, I don't know, through the years we've had so many bands. Did Iggy Pop, played here, John Cale, I can't think of everybody. Those were from some of them older bands, but through the years I've mentioned before some of the others. Punk was named Punk, I think, back in '76. And in '76, Punk magazine, I think they take the credit, but I don't know if they really did start using the name. But a lot of other writers did too. And so this became a punk scene. Before that, we called it street rock. You know, Richard Hell and the Voidoids. He used to be in television and with Johnny Thunders. Well, when his T-shirt tore, he used a safety pin. And they used to pick up these secondhand T-shirts left over from the 60s. And they were like 2 or 3 for $1. Jeans were $1 a piece. So as I say, it wasn't too bad a deal, even though nobody had much money. You didn't need much. And that's how it was. The bands through the years went from not only punk, I mean, I don't know, Talking Heads are kind of punky, but but not really, but some of the others were. And then, of course, we had bands like the Dead Boys and Pierre Ubu from Cleveland. We had bands from Philadelphia. The Cars played from Boston, plus many other bands from all these cities. A lot of bands from Minneapolis, from Detroit, Atlanta. Eventually, people from South America started to come in. And then discovering all this were rock writers from Europe, UK, a lot of people from Japan. Lots and lots and lots of people from Japan have always been here. I think young people there were always interested in new things, and they really took to punk music. But back in the 80s, as it went into of course we had, before that we had bands like B-52s, and it started a whole new wave scene with that. But then Sonic Youth started, Swans, all these bands played here. Most of these played here not 1 or 2 or 3, but 30, 40, 50 times. Not all of them, but some of them. They didn't have any place to play back in the 70s, except Max's opened a little after I did. They reopened, and we were kind of friendly competitors. Max's Kansas City, and Tommy Dean had just bought it from Mickey, and he was a good guy, and we developed a scene. When you have two places about 15, 20 blocks apart, it developed a really good scene in New York. It was healthy. And then there was always another club opening or closing or opening or closing. You had one in Queens. The Mud Club opened for a few years. Hurrah's way uptown. Yeah, there are all kinds of clubs. At one point in the 80s, we had about 30 or so, 30 rock clubs. This is for new rock. And before I came, nobody allowed new rock. They just wouldn't let anybody play your own music. And I figured, since I was a musician, and I wrote my own music, and I just felt what I really liked was to hear people do their own thing, write their own thing, play their own music. And I felt this was what I thought was special about music. I mean, they can learn to play well if they practice, but the ones that really shone from writing their own music and playing their own music I felt were exceptional. And I don't think a lot of places, most places, allowed anybody to do more than 1 or 2 songs of their own unless they had a record out. Of course, we call it CDs now, then they call them records. It's not old enough to say they were 78s, though I don't know. No, they were only LPs then. So now, of course, you're watching on a DVD or a VHS, so things are, my God, they're really moving along. And I'll come to the center. You know, all these walls, I think we can pick them up. They just get plastered and replastered with handbills. I forgot to say, I don't think we can get anything past the stage, but past the stage on your facing the stage on the left-hand side is the bathrooms. They're infamous. I don't know all that happened down there, but you had to go downstairs to go to the bathrooms, and people who come in here, it's like they're rock enthusiasts. They always want to see the bathrooms. I don't know what they've heard, but they probably know more than I do. And there's graffiti on the walls all over. Graffiti, handbills, posters, some torn off, some kept on. Probably there are quite a few layers in some places. I'm coming towards the soundboard, which is a Soundcraft, and the first sound system I had was a Soundcraft when we got this wonderful sound system in the latter part of 76, 77. And now we have, my gosh, look what all we have. We have every bit of equipment, the speakers, the board, all the toys that engineers need. And of course we have cameras now, so we can do live streaming. And you're watching it on the cameras that we use for the live streaming. Luke is our engineer today, and in fact he helped put in this video system too. The groups are really interesting. The variety of groups. You know, we had groups that they called punk. Some were more punky than others. Some were more pop punk, and some were just pop music. We really had all kinds of music. In the early 80s, late 70s is when hardcore started here. And we had bands from Washington, D.C. come up. We had hardcore bands from Boston. And I think Agnostic Front was one of the first bands, which you'll see today. They started in 81, 82. Some of the bands through the early years in hardcore were Murphy's Law, Agnostic Front, Minor Threat, other bands from Washington, Government Issue, Boston, I don't know. There were so many bands, I can't even remember them all. But a lot of good ones, a lot of great bands. White Zombie was not hardcore. I don't know what you'd say they were doing then. Of course now, Mr. Zombie, I hope he's not a zombie, he's doing his own thing without the whole group. We had started getting a lot of bands from Chicago, like Scratch Acid, Big Black. Oh yeah, Bad Brains. They were a phenomenal group from Washington D.C. They came up with Minor Threat. They were the first all-black rock group, and through the years they've been a wonderful group. And I still see some of them, though they're not together at this point. I think we have some recordings of them someplace around, but great guys. But alas, people don't stay together, do they? Not except the Stones. They always keep getting together. Let's see, where are we? Bands like Sonic Youth, who played initially to nobody, stuck to their guns. Nobody liked them at first, and they just kept playing and playing and playing. And I know Homestead Records put them out, and then another band on the West Coast, another record label. And finally, people they heard what they were doing, they understood it, they loved it. And I think they're one of my favorite bands, in the sense also that they really help a lot of other bands. The Ramones, another, Joey was wonderful with other bands. In his later years, he helped a lot. Chris and Tina of the Talking Heads, David Byrne separately started his own label. Patti Smith is always, of course, she retired for a few years and then she came back again, but she was marvelous. Back in 74, or 75, it was 75, she played here, and with Lenny Kaye and Ivan Crowell, and it was, she played here 7 weeks in a row and was signed out of here by Arista. Later on, Television was signed. Blondie was signed to Private Stock. Originally, Richard Gotterer was the producer. And first, everybody turned Blondie down. But they didn't listen. They didn't listen. She was writing wonderful lyrics, her own lyrics that, you know, you knew that were very personal. And Chris, her boyfriend, and the guitarist was writing the music, and then Jimmy Destry was writing music, and Clem was the drummer. I mean, it was developing quite a band. And of course, Blondie, back in, I'd say, from 78, 79 on, became maybe the most popular of this kind of band in the world. Maybe the most popular band in the world. I think Blondie was on more covers in Europe than Madonna ever was. And she's still doing things. Debbie and Chris, the whole band is together again, which is great. Of the new bands, we have a lot of new bands, and some you're going to hear on this DVD. Some you'll hear on this VHS. Either way, it'll be the same thing. So we hope you enjoy it. And you should actually come to our site at cbgb.com, and you can see some of the history that I've talked about, but a little bit more depth up through 77, and maybe at this point I'll have gone to 78 or 9. You can see we have lots of T-shirts you can get online. You can see the gallery, some of the artists. You know, there are a lot of artists that were musicians, a lot of musicians who were artists. I mean, fine artists. They painted, they were photographers. There's a big mixture of talent. So this is what CBGB was and is, and I say again, I hope you enjoy watching and listening to these live performances. Now these are live performances, not no editing, and it's just the way you hear it and see it. Of course, we wish we could have a huge screen, but I think to really get the essence of what's happening, you gotta come here. But this is the next best thing, hearing all this music live. So I hope you like it. This is a punk hardcore album, and it's the first compilation that we are putting out, and I think we're going to have many, many more of different kinds. I'm standing at CB's gallery, which is right next door to CBGB Club. And I came over here not really to introduce the gallery, but to show you a few things that were at the club back in 74 and 5. Now, the stage on this side was where everybody was until 77, the latter part of 76. So this was pretty much like the stage was. It's a little much smaller than the stage at the club, but that's how the stage was in 74, 75, 76. and all the bands played there. And we had the last year we had a pretty good sound system. And over there is where the bathrooms were, not downstairs as they are now, and have been since '77. And there were just 2 stalls, and you close the door and do whatever you do. And speaking of that, I remember one time my former wife, who used to hang out here, unfortunately, opened one of the doors, and who should be there but Debbie Harry and Chris Stein, making love. But they lived together, but I guess they couldn't wait to get home, so I guess in between sets, that's how it was. And on this side, in this area, at the club, this was at the club, where that long bench is, we had a pool table. And the New York Dolls never really played, individually they did, but they never played as New York Dolls at CBGB's, but they played pool. It would have been right in this spot, the stage over here, bathrooms there, and they played pool over there. And every time they came off tour, they came in, hung out, and played pool. So I'll take you, if you can show a little bit of the gallery now, which is more acoustic. We have some great music here, but it's and at some point throughout the next year, we'll be having a compilation from the gallery. But if you ever come to the site, cbgb.com, you'll be able to log on to the gallery and see a lot of the past art shows. A lot of these artists are musicians, and some are better at one thing than the other, but quite a few of them are. You know, it started way back when Bowie, not here, but Bowie, we used to hang out next door at the club. He was an artist. David Byrne, Chris and Tina, the Talking Heads were artists. And, we had so many, the Revlons, Ray Beats, different, probably maybe even 1/4 of the bands that ever played here, somebody was connected with art. They were fine artists. And just last night, a band that's played here recently, the Chicklets. Though we're not going to be on this compilation, we didn't get them. But with Jackie and Sarah, now Sarah is an artist. She plays the drums, guitar. Jackie sings, plays bass. And Cindy plays guitar, lead guitar. Real good punk band. And one of them's an artist. Very good artist, too. So I just feel that art, fine art, or photo art, or sculpture, and rock music, they have an affinity with each other. And same people seem to, a lot of them like the same things. And of course, a lot of people have dual talents, or more than dual, triple. So can you focus on Fish? This is our cat. He's the real owner. Fish. Hi. That's a good look. Watch out for mice. They'll eat you up. Okay. That's all.